Hello, grade 4, and good morning. This is Miss Susan. Today's topic is about metric units of length, lesson 12.6. Of course, you know some metric units that we use to measure length, like meters, centimeters, millimeters. So, of course, you have heard about it once at least in entire life. So, let's see our today's essential question.
How can you compare metric units of length?
So today we will compare between different metric units of length. Let's start and see. Hello, Fox.
Hello from the diner. The owners noticed lots of ants outside. They measured a line of ants that was 2 meters long.
Is that too small or too long?
Wow, that's really a long line of ants.
2
I
meters.
hope it doesn't reach the diner. I wonder how many ants are in that line. I bet we can find out if we know how long one ant is. Let's take a look. Aha! Each ant is 10 millimeters or 1 centimeter long. Now we can use that figure to find the number of ants in 2 meters by comparing metric units of length. Ready? Let's go!
Let's make a model of a meter stick to compare metric units of length. First, you place 10 1 decimeter strips end to end to show 1 meter. How does 1 meter compare to 1 decimeter?
So first, meter is a very long distance, like the width of the door. So, what is smaller than meter? Decimeter. Actually, if you cut the meter into small decimeters, it will give you about 10 decimeters. So, decimeter is 10 times smaller than 1 meter. So again, let's count how many decimeters in 1 meter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this means each 1 meter contains 10 decimeters.
1 meter is 10 times as long as 1 decimeter. Now, let's relate decimeters to centimeters and millimeters. How does the length of 1 decimeter compare to 1 centimeter?
Okay, so what is smaller than decimeter? Centimeter is smaller than decimeter. Actually, 1 decimeter contains 10 centimeters. So if you cut decimeter into centimeters, it will give you 10 centimeters. This means that the decimeter is 10 times centimeter, and times here mean multiplying. So you multiply by 10 to find how many centimeters.
There are 10 centimeters in 1 decimeter. So 1 decimeter is 10 times as long as 1 centimeter. Now let's relate centimeters to millimeters. How does 1 centimeter compare to 1 millimeter?
The 1 centimeter is bigger than millimeter, and 1 centimeter contains 10 millimeters. Means you multiply by 10 to find how many millimeter in the centimeter. So 1 centimeter is 10 times, mean multiply by 10, as long as 1 millimeter.
1 centimeter is 10 times as long as 1 millimeter. The meter stick can help you understand the pattern in metric units. Each metric unit is 10 times as long as the next smaller unit.
So each pattern of unit is bigger than the other smaller one by 10. So to convert from 1 meter to 1 decimeter, you multiply by 10. from decimeter to centimeter, you multiply by 10. From centimeter to millimeter, you multiply by 10. So if you move from the biggest unit to the smallest unit, you multiply by 10. Okay? But if you move from the smallest unit to the biggest unit, what I should do? Now you move the inverse. So you will do the opposite of multiplying by 10. You will divide by 10. So if you move from decimeter, which is the smallest unit here, to meter, you will divide by 10. If you move from centimeter to decimeter, you divide by 10. If you move from millimeter to centimeter, you divide by 10. So again, to recap, if you move from the biggest unit to the smallest unit, multiply by 10. If you move from the smallest unit to the biggest unit, you divide by 10. Let's practice it.
You can use different metric units to describe the same length. For example, you can measure the width of this butterfly decoration as 2 decimeters or 20 centimeters. Think of 1 meter as one whole. Use the meter stick to write equivalent units as fractions and decimals. 1 meter equals 10 decimeters. How does 1 decimeter compare to 1 meter?
So if 1 meter is equal 10 decimeter. Now you move from decimeter to meter, meaning you move from the small unit to the biggest unit. This means I will divide by 10. So divide 1 by 10 will give you 1 over 10 as a fraction. And this as a decimal is 1/10, right? So you write it 0.1, 1/10.
Each decimeter is 1/10 of 1 meter. 1/10 can be written as a fraction or as a decimal. 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. How does 1 centimeter compare to 1 meter?
Okay, so to move from 1 meter to centimeter, you have first to multiply by 10 to get 10 decimeter, then multiply again by 10 to give you another 10 centimeter. So from meter to centimeter, you have to multiply by 10 times 10 means 100, right? Okay, so now if you move from the opposite, from centimeter to meter, this means you move from small unit to biggest unit. You will divide by 100. So you will divide the 1 here meter by 100. It will give you 100th. And in decimal, that will be 1 in hundredths place. So it will be 100th 0.01.
Each centimeter is 100th of 1 meter. This can also be written as a fraction or as a decimal. Let's try comparing some other metric units. A length of 12 centimeters is how much of 1 meter?
Okay, so you move from centimeter to a meter. This means you will move from small unit to bigger unit. Okay, so first you have to divide, right? Okay, if it's small unit, you divide. Divide by what? Of course, first you will move from centimeter to decimeter, then from decimeter to meter. So this means you will divide by 10 2 times. So if you divide by 10 and divide by 10 again, this means you divide by 100. So you will divide 12 by 100, so it will be 12 over 100, or it will be 12 hundredths.
"12 centimeters is 12 hundredths of 1 meter. How long is 4 decimeters in meters?
Again, you move from small unit to bigger unit. Okay, to move from decimeter to meter, you will divide by 10, because to move from decimeter to meter, it's just 1 unit is the difference between them. Okay, so you divide by only 10, not 100. This means the 4 divided by 10, it will be 4 tenths.
4 decimeters is 4 tenths of 1 meter. A length of 67 centimeters is how much of 1 meter?
Again, if you move from small unit to big unit, you will divide. Divide by what? You first move from centimeter to decimeter. This means you will divide by 10. And from decimeter to meter, you will divide again by 10. This means you will divide by 10 two times. Means you will divide 67 by 100. So it will be 67 hundredths or 0.67.
It is 67 hundredths of a meter. You can use decimals or fractions to describe metric lengths as equivalent units.
Hope that you understood grade 4. Text me if you have any problem.
Use the chart to compare metric units of length. 2 centimeters is equal to how many millimeters?
Okay, 2 centimeter to millimeter. You move from big unit to small unit, mean you will multiply. And centimeter is 10 times bigger than millimeter. This means you multiply by 10. So 2 times 10 will give you 20 millimeters.
Great job! 2 centimeters is equal to 20 millimeters. Here's another one. 3 decimeters is equal to how many centimeters?
Okay, decimeter is bigger than centimeter. So you move from big unit to small unit. Okay, and decimeter is 10 times centimeter. This means you multiply by 10. So 3 times 10 is 30.
Excellent! 3 decimeters equals 30 centimeters. Now try your homework on your own with the personal math trainer. It includes the exercise you saw at the beginning of the lesson.
Thank you grade 4 for watching. Hope that you understood the lesson. Wait me with another lesson. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.
Thanks for helping me find the number of ants in the line. See you soon.